Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like Swifty with some bad habits. Buy up, buy up. You better check in. But before we do that, let's check into this intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate this support, all the support. Swifty Blue, Swifty Blizzo, Corn Dog Olio, got Corn Dog, man, at Petco. First of all, man, hey, you go in there, I'll buy a leash and some treats for your dog, and you get marked out, right? Is that what happened? I don't know, man. There's a lot of people saying it happened. Now, I got the recording, man, of the actual discrepancy between the employee from Petco and Swifty Blue. I'm about to play that right now. I can't show you the visuals because people like to report people around this camp, and it's an ugly situation. But I'll say this. Swifty Blue definitely did get into it with a Petco employee, allegedly, and that Petco employee wasn't playing. Let me give you some background. There was about 6 or 7 individuals with Swifty. All his homies, his young homies, they look like young, what do they call it? YNs, right? Young demons. They look like young dudes. And they were walking through PetSmart recording. This employee jams them up, tells them, hey, they can't record on private property. Now, I don't know if you can or you cannot record, in certain places. But I know like in casinos, some casinos, they'll tell you, hey, you can't record here. Some tell you that you can. It just depends on the security and the privacy measures. But he definitely was recording, and according to what I seen on this video, Swifty got a little aggressive. Swifty was like, yeah, I'm recording, man. At first, it started off cool, like, hey, I ain't doing nothing wrong. And then it went to, but I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to record. And this guy was not going out. One of Swifty's young homies decided to step up for Swifty. Swifty got quiet. As soon as it got a little bit aggressive, Swifty blended into the crowd. You could actually see Swifty literally sink into between the dog food and the cat food. Like he blended back, and his little homie held it down, but the employee was not no punk. He put it down. So basically, the dude tells Swifty, you can't record here. Swifty's like, I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to record. Dude was like, hey, let's just pay for your items and go up to the counter. Swifty's like, yeah, I'm about to do that. Dude's like, come on, let's go. Swifty's like, you show me. I'll walk behind you. And dude was like, why you got to bring your little entourage? And it goes on. Let me play the tape for you. This is how it went.
Why though? No, you guys are chilling, but like these ones, it's just a container. Yeah, we'll get one. Color, but yeah, right. You just take it to the cashier. Yeah, you can talk to us. No, you're chilling. It's the filming thing, man. Okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah, it's Petco's thing. No worries. No, yeah, but it's not illegal though. No, it's good. It's proper. You get what I'm saying? It's not illegal. No, it's a policy. No, I hear you. Yeah, for sure. I'm just here to uphold. Nah, no doubt, bro. We're not hurting nobody. We're not harming. I'm shopping. Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I'm filming. It's just the cameras thing. Understood, bro. Don't trip. But my camera stay filming. You good? I'm good. Yeah. No, you good, bro. Don't worry. I'm gonna leave right now. I'm gonna pay for my. No, yeah, they're empty. I mean, I can take you. No, I know I'm still seeing. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go to the front. Let's go to the front. I'm following you. No, I'm following you. You know where the front is. You gonna take me? Bro, let's go. Let's go. Why you need your little entourage, bro? What do you mean, my little entourage, bro? I'm just filming. What are you talking about? What's up, Chief? What's up, my boy? Hey, don't act great, bro. Come on, don't act great. What you like? Okay, alright, so you guys need to go. Get out. You're not buying nothing. You just ask you not to walk behind me. That's fine. Hey, homie, get your damn food. Get outside, boy. No, boy, shut up. Yeah, $2 change. Little boy.
Come on. Please, come on, guys.
Look at him. Hey, come back here. You are probably that's how professional y'all is. You want to go viral, you gonna go viral. If you want to go viral, you gonna go viral. Hey, man, Petco, y'all need your food and pets. You want to go viral? Job, I guarantee it.
You want to go viral? Let's go viral. Isn't that what everyone's chasing? Let's go viral at Petco. Let's go viral right between the dog leashes and the pee-pee pads. Let's go viral between the goldfish and the parakeets. Let's go viral, right? Everybody wants to go viral. That was Swifty Blue's homeboy trying to go viral by attempting to aggravate the security guard or the guy that's working at Petco, just doing his job, right? called him a white boy, called him like, you ain't going to do nothing. That dude was like, listen here, little boy. I'll fuck around and snatch you up. He was like, let's go. And nobody wanted to go. They wanted to go viral in the store, like I said, next to the ferrets and you know, the chinchillas. Now, it's a situation where Swifty was minding his own business. He was in the store doing his thing, recording, whatever. And dude didn't come up aggressive in the video. Dude didn't come up and try to clown or talk shit. He just came up simply, was like, hey, bro, it's store policy to not record in here. You know, it's a privacy thing. He wasn't even tripping. And obviously it seemed at first, if you listen real close, they were like, yeah, it's store policy. It's cool. But then Swifty got a little out of character. Swifty, I guess, felt disrespected. So he was like, oh, I'm going to stay recording, bro. I ain't bothering no one. I'm going to record. And dude was like, nah, no, you're not. Right. And so you hear him tell Swifty, let's go up to the counter. Because Swifty's like, I'll just pay for my shit and get out of here. He's like, come on, let's go. Then Swifty's like, why are you walking behind me? And dude's like, why you got to bring your entourage, bro? You know, what it was they expected to punk this dude. They expected to clown this dude because he's a Petco employee, but this dude wasn't no sucker, man. This dude was from Soul Gang, too, right? This dude was from down south, Southern California. This motherfucker was raised differently. Just because you work at a pet store don't mean you ain't a lion, right? This dude was ready to bite somebody. Been around those animals too long, right? Here's a perfect example of the tattoos, the gold chains, you know, the 6'7" dudes is not intimidating everybody. Some people are crash out. Some people don't give a fuck. And he obviously didn't care. He was not intimidated. He was just doing his beachy job, right? And if you watch the video, Swifty definitely backs up. And like I said, he ends up in aisle number 7 with the bird shit. You know, he didn't want that smoke. Now, his homeboy, his young homeboy, of course, he stepped up, but didn't want to step out. When dude was like, come on, we can go outside. It's whatever then. The whole rhythm changed. He immediately took to the video and started saying, look at how unprofessional the Petco guys are. And you could hear other guys, you want to go viral? Look, did anything come out of this? I'm not sure. Once the camera stopped rolling, shit could have went down, allegedly. But I'm telling you, this was a perfect example of Swifty finding himself caught up in another stupid situation that could have been avoided. Now, let me tell you guys a little story one time what happened to me. And this is the truth. So one time I went to Walmart. You know, one of my baby's mama worked there. She was a manager at Walmart at the time. So I used to go quite frequently to that Walmart. I'd see her working. I never bothered her. I didn't want to put her on blast, let her do her job. You know, sometimes I'd go through her aisle because it was faster. She'd put me up to the front of the line or whatever if she was working a cashier or whatever that day. But 9 times out of 10, she was working like the little check cashing spot, you know, the Walmart to Walmart, they say. And so I just would see her, you know, as my chick. What's up? And I just keep it pushing. She'd be like, what are you buying? I'm like, I'm buying you some Kotex. Your shit was bleeding all over the sheets last night. Or maybe that was just me, just us. Anyways, there was a couple individuals. Now, I knew everybody, all the employees in there, because, of course, she gave me up. She would tell me, oh, this guy's an undercover. This guy's an undercover. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because I was in there stealing or doing bad shit. It was more so just, you know, pillow talk. So I knew there was a couple dudes that were undercover. They were, what is it called? Theft prevention, right? And they were both all tatted down. One was a skinny dude with an earphone. You could tell he was into no good. He'd be looking at women's panties and shit. I was like, he's either a weirdo or a cop. The other dude was a swole dude, all swole, tatted down, big old beard. You know, he looked like he definitely was about to film a beer commercial. And so they were both white dudes. I never sweated them. They never sweated me. I would go in and out. I thought, just like she had a big fucking mouth and she would tell me about everybody's employee status, I figured she told everyone, hey, that's my old man, my fucking baby daddy, whatever. And I felt like I had juice there, even though I didn't. And I found out this day. So I'm walking in there. I forgot what I was going to get that day. It wasn't too much. And the skinny dude starts to follow me. Right. And I remember as soon as I walked in, there was tension because right when I walked in, I guess they had just snatched up some dude stealing and they were waiting right there by the door. And they were talking to like some other manager. And I walk in and I know that manager. He was a Hawaiian dude. I see him. I'm like, what's up? And I guess that got the undercover's attention because they turned towards me and the guy was like, watch this one. And I heard it and I was like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping. So I'm going around, the skinny dude's following me. And so I pull out a stack of bread, right? Just to show him, you know, like, hey, motherfucker, I got more money than you make all month here at Wally Mart, right? At Free Mart. Motherfucker, you're lucky I don't go through the fucking self-checkout and just get everything for $10, right? I'll just, boom, hit it with a banana and walk by. And so I see this dude. So I jam him up. I'm like, hey, bro, why are you following me? And he's like, oh, I'm not following you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, listen, bro, you've been looking at that box of Kick cereal now for fucking 5 minutes. That's gay. You eat Kick cereal, right? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He gets a little aggressive. I'm like, whatever, bro. I'm like, my lady works here, man. She's a manager. You better get the fuck on, right? Now, I didn't know that the security is kind of independent of the managers. They work for Walmart, but they kind of do have their own little juice or whatever. So he's like, I don't care who your lady is. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So I go pay for my shit. And I see my chick and she's working and she sees like something's going on. She sees all these guys talking. They're following me, I guess. I didn't notice they were still following me. So I walk up to her like, what's up? She was like, what's going on? I was like, nah, nothing. I told her, dude, try to jam me up. They're tripping. And she calls the skinny dude over and she's like, hey, this is my baby's dad. He's cool. He ain't stealing nothing like that. Dude was like, oh, yeah. It's not about that. It's about the disrespect. And she was like, what'd you tell him? This is my job. Don't put me on blast, fool. It's like, I didn't tell him shit. I just told him I make more money than he does. So I'm like, whatever, man. I'll talk to you when you get home. So as I'm leaving, the big dude's out there, right? And I walk by and he goes like, let me see what's in your bag. Now he knew I didn't steal. They followed me around the whole damn store. And I was like, fuck you mean let's see what's in the bag, right? And there was a black chick. I remember she was like, oh, and she starts recording like, this is way before YouTube stuff, right? She starts recording like, oh, look at they're harassing a Mexican. So she pulls out the shit and I'm like, hey, bro, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and walk to my car, bro. I'm going to go ahead and leave. Like you're doing too much. And he was like, let me see what's in your bag. I said, I ain't showing you shit. He was like, I'm going to call the police. I said, bro, I'll beat your ass. He's a big dude. And he was like, meet me at 3:00. We'll walk over to this fucking, I guess it was a gym. We'll go to this gym and I'll beat your ass. I was like, bro, shut the hell up, right? The other skinny dude comes out and tries to fucking grab me. And I swung on the big dude. Boop, right? He backs up. We're calling the cops. I jump in the whip and I'm gone. And I remember the whole time I'm like, damn, man, my baby mama probably going to get fired. I'm going to get locked up because they're going to go jam her up who I was. Thank God that other manager seen them harassing me. And what had happened was, I guess when I walked in, that Hawaiian manager who I knew, who I was like, what's up, bro? When that dude was like, oh, we got to watch him. He told him, nah, you ain't got to watch him, man. I know his old lady works here. He's good. I've been to their home. Like we barbecued. He's good people. And they were like, fuck him. You know what I mean? It was some jealousy shit. And so anyway, so I've been into it with employees. I try to keep it professional. Sometimes they get a little unprofessional. In Swifty Blue's case, this dude, according to what I seen, was trying to keep it cool. He wasn't going over the harassing. He wasn't thinking that they were stealing. He was just like, hey, bro, policy, you can't film in here. I don't know. Maybe they don't want you to show the fucking animals fucking. I don't know what it is, but there's a policy that you can't record in Petco. Again, what was Swifty doing in Petco? You know what I'm saying? Did someone forward him a new Siamese cat? What exactly was he doing there to be filming? What was so good that you had to film in Petco, you petting the fucking groundhogs? I don't know. But, you know, I think Swifty is a perfect example of it going left fast. And it's an incident that could have been prevented. It's really not a big issue, man. But it's a perfect example as well of how you treat people. You know, we got a guy who's working, man. And they're clowning him. You work at the pet store. You're at the pet store. If that motherfucker didn't work at the pet store, you wouldn't get your bird feed when you got it. You know, everyone does. I respect everyone that works, man. You know, all the way from the fry guy at Mickey D's to the double maker at In-N-Out, right? I'm going to respect everybody because that's what makes this world go round. Someone's got to do it. That dude got up that morning and went to work, right? He's handling his business. He's doing his job. They thought they was going to punk old boy. And no siree. He wasn't intimidated. There was something about Swifty Blue and his entourage that didn't intimidate him. Maybe it was the funny haircuts, the funny tattoos, the fake jewelry. You know what I'm saying? The Temu fucking Air Force Ones, whatever it was, there was something there that led him to believe I could smack all 6 or 7 of these cats easily. You heard him say, fuck you, little boy. Come on, little boy. So he didn't look much older. The video I seen, he didn't look much older, but he looked more prepared. Now, immediately when it started to get real tricky, that youngster that was like, come on, we can go outside. Dude was like, let's go. And again, Swifty wasn't saying none of that. He wasn't doing none of that. No, he was too busy trying to buy a bird cage, right? But when it got real tricky, that dude immediately turned the camera around off the dude and was like, oh, look at how the Petco employees are very unprofessional, how they're treating us. First of all that dude said was, come on, I'll walk you up to the counter. When Swifty said, I'll just pay for my shit and get out of here. Dude was like, cool, I'll walk you up to the counter. They're empty. And Swifty said, why are you walking behind me? And dude was like, bro, why you got to bring your whole little entourage? It ain't even that serious. So, yes, Swifty got a little aggressive and dude got a little aggressive back. Who was in the wrong? I don't know. They're at a pet store. They're fighting like cats and dogs. Shit can go down, right? But it's crazy that all these youngsters think nowadays, man, they're just going to punk people that are at their workplace. Didn't happen in this situation. No siree. This guy did not check in with Swifty Blue. In fact, this guy lightweight checked Swifty Blue and his people. Now, again, I don't know what happened after this because the video stopped videoing. But I asked myself, and I ask you guys, why would, obviously this video had to come from Swifty or his homeboys. Why would they put this shit out there? It didn't paint a good picture on him. Why would you show conflict with the working man? Why would you show a dude basically like, fuck what you guys are talking about? I ain't scared of none of you guys. Why would you show that? You know, I guess he's being transparent and trying to show, you know, how his day went. Maybe he's vlogging. At the end of the day, man, it's a situation. Not everybody's intimidated by your gang status or who you think you are, right? Some people don't think too much of you, you know, and then to clown the man for working a job, a regular job. Oh, man, what are you doing? What the fuck are you guys doing following Swifty Blue around? Whole bunch of youngsters following Swifty Blue around. Like, come on, bro. You didn't see him get hit in the head with a Sprite in Washington at the concert? Like, there's some things that are tricky when it comes to Swifty. I've always been a supporter of Swifty's music. I love his music. I thought he was trying to stay out the way. He turned Christian for like a month. Then he doubled back on that. Like, he's been doing a lot of shit, and I respect it. He could rap like a motherfucker. But that trying to punk people or intimidate people, that's not for him. You ain't that guy, bro. You ain't that guy. That Petco guy, he's that guy. He's that guy. He said, your whole little entourage, all 6, 7 of you motherfuckers, right? I gotta say, I gotta keep it real. Swifty's homeboy did step up, but he stepped back quick. He was like, woo, he tried to make it about him. Like, what's up, fool? What's up? That dude was like, get out of here, little boy. If I snatch your fake chain off your neck and beat you up, right? It was upsetting and crazy all at the same time. I have mixed emotions about it. I like Swifty Blue's music, but it's hard to listen to his music now when I know he got punked at Petco. Right? And a lot of people are going to be like, what's the big deal? What's the issue? It's not an issue, man. But it's a perfect example of these dudes thinking they're hard, doing hard music, talking about, I'll bop you. I'm up in the pole. I'm a demon. I'm on demon time. I'm a killer. I'm this. And then you go to Petco and you get punked by the guy that feeds the parakeets. Think about it, right? Anyways, with that being said, man, you know, let me know what you guys think. The video, you guys could find it on California Audios, man. That's where you'll find that video. That's where it popped up on TikTok, man. And, you know, Swifty Blue got into it with and the dude was white. And I don't like how it got racial. I don't like how I was like, hey, white boy. Man, I know a white boy that hit you in the head with a rig full of meth and a cup of coffee. Straight up. Don't be fucking with them white men. They are different. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Swifty got punked? Or do you think it was just, you know, miscommunication? I think it was Swifty trying to get aggressive in the beginning and then dude getting aggressive back and then being like, oh, whoa, hold up now. People are not expecting that, you know, but expectations will leave you baffled for reals. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. I could end it with this. The Vato was just doing his pinchy job. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Swifty said. That dude was like, why? So I can see a coward? Ah, man, Swifty done did it again, bro. You get your clout. The gun. Bang, bang.